It's quick zap time again. Happy November. I am your host, Coach Corinne. We just recently talked about attitude checks, one of the filters in our mind, and how you can identify where your attitude might be hindering your ability to get you want out of certain situations. This month's topic ties directly into attitude. I'm going to zap you with a simplistic lesson on values and beliefs that may be adding to your ability to get things done or not. Your values are sometimes deep-rooted and surrounded by our beliefs. If we continue to believe the things we do or hold on to the things that are important to us but no longer serve us, then we may be stuck in a cycle and continuing to behave in certain unhelpful ways without knowing what to do to stop. So in this quick zap, I'll ask you to dig deep into your rooted values and beliefs to determine if they really add value to your life or if they're holding you back from what's truly meant to be for you. Quick reminder before we go on, my website is up and running. You have access to some tools there. The one you'll need for this video is the value wheel. So once again, what is our reality? And this time in terms of our values and beliefs, and how are they impacting our actions? Our values come from many aspects in our lives. They come from our upbringing, what we've experienced in life, and how we desire to live our lives. Among other things, the reason values impact us so is that they're what's most important or most meaningful to us, and they're difficult to change or to let go. Ultimately, they're supposed to be what keeps us safe, so we can basically focus on pleasure and move away from pain. Our beliefs are what feed or surround our values. So what I believe supports a corresponding value generates an attitude and turns into action. These are easier to change than values because they're easier to identify and make fit into what is important to us. If you've yet to determine your values, take a moment and either download the value wheel from my website or make a simple one on a piece of paper like the one you see in the presentation right there. Think about those things that are important to you. Place them around the outside of the wheel. Rate yourself from 0 to 10 on where you think you are in honoring yourself for each value, 0 being the middle, 10 being the outside. Put a dot in each section of the pie chart of where you assess yourself and draw a line across each respective piece of pie. So if you have at the very top left-hand side, if you have job up there, you put the dot where it is, and then those two lines where the pie is cut, you just draw a straight line there. The closer you are to the middle, the less attention that you've been giving to them. And that's okay. Sometimes, we need to spend more time in one area in order to gain balance in others. It's up to you to decide what you want, right? So your wheel may be lopsided for a while until your life balances out, because life does happen and things do come your way. It's all how you respond to them. Just don't wait until you have a flat tire, until your wheel is flat to conduct maintenance on it. Next, extract those values and surround them with those things that you believe about them. Now, you may have the same beliefs in various values, and this will help you identify what drives you to justify your decisions as aligns with a certain value. Then, if you become stuck in making decisions to act, see if your belief that has you stuck fits into any of the other areas surrounding another value. This will illustrate the level of importance the belief has in your life before you make your decision. If you have a belief that no longer rings true for you or any of your values, you can decide to change that belief into a more helpful one or cancel it altogether. For example, if you believe that you have to eat everything on your plate because of the way you were raised, this could be a problem. This could have a negative effect on your health, wealth, social values, etc., whatever values they hit. So you can either change your belief about cleaning your plate or cancel that belief altogether because it no longer fits you and your lifestyle. How do we get beyond our beliefs that are limiting us? So let's run through this. Let's take work as a value. And you see it up there. These are the things I just kind of threw together for you. Take that value from your value wheel and surround it with what you believe you need for work to be fulfilling or enjoyable. Since you value your work, you will normally look for something that feeds into your belief system, whether you change jobs, create what you want in a job, or identify activities in a job you have now. If you believe your current job doesn't offer or no longer offers you what you believe will make it fulfilling or enjoyable, you may look for another job. Let's say you find a new job and it offers you aspects that differ from what you believe will be fulfilling. You'll need to determine how true those beliefs are for each aspect and how it will affect other portions of your life. So bounce your belief off the other values, such as wealth, relationship, health, growth, whatever is important to you. In order to change the beliefs, you'll need to ensure that it doesn't negatively impact your other values, or realize it's time for a change of belief altogether. Let's say the job requires you to stay in the office more and you believe travel for you is more fulfilling. Now, you might benefit in other areas, like you may have more opportunity for a pay increase, new relationships, safe environment, whatever that is. And then some things may stay the same, like benefits, don't know. But you'll be staying in the office and autonomy will be challenging as you'll be more accessible to the boss. So as you tie the beliefs among other values, what comes out? Will not traveling for your work improve your health, relationship growth? Will being closer to your boss help your leadership growth, your development of the team, improving your family life? What? Only you will know. And then how will you need to change this belief in order to decide to take this new job? Or are you stuck in your belief that you'll never be able to travel or work autonomously, independently? So you'll need to create a new reality for yourself. And we'll work on this piece after we talk about changing values. This was changing beliefs. So what about changing values? How do we determine if one of our values is hindering our progress? First, check that belief system. Let's go with smoking here. Now, although smoking is tough to give up sometimes, it's often not a deep-seated value. It's something we do for various reasons, which then becomes a value with associated beliefs. Some folks say they want to stop smoking, but is that really true for them? If you have a belief system around a value that does not support what you want, then you'll need to get rid of those surrounding beliefs in order to release that value. For example, if you do value smoking, but it's negatively affecting your other values, such as health, wealth, relationships, whatever that is for you, then you need to change your beliefs about smoking to rid yourself of that value. If you pull the value of smoking away from other values in your life, then what? So if smoking is truly a value for you, surround it with the beliefs about smoking and question the validity of each one. Challenge your thoughts through your 5 senses. So how does smoking honestly enhance your life? If none of the beliefs you identified are passionately true for you and are taking you away from other areas of importance, why do you continue to smoke? So that's your first question. Then break it down to test your senses on what you're experiencing now and what you'd prefer. On the left-hand side right here, there's a number of questions you can ask yourself. Like, what do you look like when you smoke? And do you like the way you look? So when you're sitting in your body, or if you project your image up on a screen, let's just say, and you see yourself, do you like that when you see yourself smoke? You may not. What do you hear right before you light up a cigarette or a smoke or cigar or whatever you're smoking? What triggers you? And then what feeling inside of you triggers you to make that decision to smoke? Do you get a headache? Do you feel anxiety? What is it? So these are your current state. This is how you are now. If you've determined you have no good reason to smoke and identified the internal and external triggers that make you want to do so, then what new helpful options will you have instead of smoking? You'll need to create a new vision for yourself. If you can't see yourself replacing the old behavior with the new behavior, then you'll have to do some work here. If you can, then you can create new habits for your other senses to create new experiences for yourself. So go through your 5 senses on what it would look like for the future. So you need to vision that. What would it look like to see yourself not smoking? What would be different that you would hear around you and inside of you? You know, what would, if you weren't smoking, what would you be doing instead? How would you feel on the inside? What smells would you experience? What tastes would you? So these are the questions that you go through in terms of your future life without smoking. So that takes care of your senses. Now, how do you create a new reality for yourself? You run your beliefs through your other filters. Once you've determined it's time to change your beliefs or your value, or both, you can then create a new reality for yourself to solidify your outcome by running each through your other filters. So what is your attitude about the current job or smoking, and how will you want to approach it in the future? Attitude, remember, creates the behavior. What do you think about how you think about your job or smoking? What would you prefer to think about your job or smoking? And what is your environment like now? And what would it be like when you get a new job or you quit smoking? Your environment being, how much time would you free up? How much space would you be able to go into? How much do you have to not put in your pocket or your purse? That's the matter, right? And also money. How much energy are you exerting? You have to take time out to go smoke. Or same thing with your job. And then memories. Remember what it was like when you had a similar job or before you began smoking? What new memories can you create? What made you decide to take that traveling job or smoke when you did before that is no longer applicable for a decision to have that job or smoke today? And then what language are you giving to your job or smoking? Language is huge. It generates excitement or drags you down. No pun there, right? With smoking. When you decide your job, when you describe your job or smoking, what happens to your voice, your tone, your pitch, your pace? Do you speak excitedly about it, or is it, once again, like a drag? Decide what language would better support your desire to do the job or quit smoking, or, and start using it. Changing deep-seated values and beliefs can be very difficult, but people do it all the time. And you can too. Notice when you ask yourself those questions, how many more opportunities come to bear for new experiences, improved health, new or better relationships, more time, space, matter, energy, a feeling of self-control, and the list goes on. This can be true for any value that controls your life. Isn't it time you control your life and don't allow your values and beliefs to control you? At least the unhelpful ones. What is it that's holding you hostage and keeping you from your optimal work, health, wealth, and life you desire? Why are you not owning your core values and creating new beliefs that offer you the greater opportunities and more excitement in your world? I value our time together, and I believe the knowledge and tools I am offering you are also valuable to you as you begin your next adventure in your zone of potential. Thanks for joining me again today. Until next month, happy Veterans Day to my fellow comrades in arms, and a very happy Thanksgiving to all who celebrate.